Good evening. Hey, Anna. So, welcome to our Twitter Spaces, and it's really nice to have you. So, we're waiting for for people to trickle in. Normally, it takes them a few minutes, and we're here tonight with Lala from Planktons and Isma from Mustachios. So, welcome. I hope you like your profile picture.
Yes, I love it. It's so cute
Oh,
and
yeah.
somehow so me.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's like a writer. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to get to know, more about you also and your lolo later on. So that'll be nice to hear. So, siguro while we're waiting for everyone to trickle in, well, it's end of the month already, August, and it's a Tuesday, so time moves really fast, no? And today will be it's like part two of our series with our partner projects as a tribute to our beloved national artist and cartoonist Larry Alcala, no? And as a national artist, sometimes not not many people know them. Like maybe our visual artists, mga our masters and our painters. Sometimes the one who really know them are collectors, art students, gallery owners, or if you go to museums. But the regular person won't really know much about our national artists, no? And we have very amazing writers, performers, dancers in film. But somehow, if it's Larry Alcala, almost everyone knows, especially if you grew up around that time in the 80s and 90s. Parang almost everyone knows Larry Alcala, no matter where you are in the Philippines, no? And that's how much he has touched people's lives. So, uh, may I request everyone, how do we do you guys see the blue button to your right? If maybe everyone can help tweet I'm not it in mine, but let me see if you can all tweet it out, and I think you might all have that, the blue button to your lower right. If you can just press it, and then that'll let everyone know that to join us, and we're here, and we're excited to start. Okay, so thanks everyone. So this is our eighth. I can't believe, no, it's our eighth series of our Twitter Spaces, no, and as what we promised from the start, as a blue chip fine arts launchpad, that's something that we'd like to do is to bridge the generations through arts and culture, and we also want to bring value to our community. So since we started nonstop, we have been having Twitter Spaces, and we try to curate them as much as we can by curating good topics and good speakers, so that it's something that people will want. People will have a lot of takeaway, and we try not to make it too long. Sometimes we try to make it 2 hours tops, no, or less. But I think most of the time we reach 2 hours because the discussions are good. Um, so in the past, we've had ang topics natin ay magandang gabi sa inyong lahat, no, for those of our mga Filipino listeners. Yung mga topics natin, no, in the past for Twitter Spaces are when we discussed NFTs in Asia, when we had our AMA, riding the NFT wave, no? Ito yung nagkaroon ng bear market, no? And we had to discuss certain things. So we had very good people, no, who gave their thoughts about the bear market. We also had a session where we had a lot of celebrities, no? Sila Casey Montero, sila Pizarro. So those are the celebrities take. And then we also had whales, no? We had NFT collecting past, present, and future. So we invited some whales to join us and give their thoughts. After that, we had a topic called NFT building blocks, where we had people who create communities, no? And then 2 weeks ago, we started our part one of itong tribute to Larry Alcala. No? We have 6 partner projects, and we featured 3 of our partner projects 2 weeks ago, no? Which is Distort Monsters, Black Board Punks of Society, or BIP, and Bjorn Calleja, no? our, our, um, our NFT artist, also real life artist. So today is our 8th session. So bilis, no? But one thing to share with you guys, in case you missed any of our Twitter Spaces, you can go to Spotify and you can search ScarletBox, and you can see all the recordings. Now, we try to clean them up as much as we can. And meron naman din kami in our Medium articles. No? We have also compiled like summary reserves of all our Twitter Spaces. No? So for those that missed it, parang you can see it and read parang synopsis, no, or summaries of those. So there's ways that we're trying to get the word out to you guys, and to try to educate and share, a lot of what we know to our community. We also have our YouTube channel, which is it's more like recording of our Twitter Spaces, no? So it's another way. I think tonight, if I'm not mistaken, we are live on Discord and on Facebook, no? I hope, if I'm not mistaken, that's what the team has been working on. So thanks to my team who's here and also helping us out. So a quick briefer for those who are new. What is this? This Scarlet Box? No, why is it called Scarlet Box? Because if in the, I think it was 1850s ba yun, si Nathaniel Hawthorne, he wrote a book, no, called The Scarlet Letter. I mean, I did base it on that book, no, but it just kind of coincidental, and it made sense then, no, to compare it there. That it's about and that during that time, and this woman who had to be stamped, or like had to be labeled a scarlet letter A because she committed adultery, and it was a big deal then. So parang it's something forbidden, it's something that parang dangerous, not dangerous, parang ganon, no. Um, it's something that causes a lot of controversy. So Scarlet Box, that's why we named it Scarlet Box, because Scarlet, in a way, it's kind of like art is kind of like that, taking a risk, being naughty. And in fact, last night, no, I attended a very good Twitter Spaces with Tezos Philippines, and the guest is one of our revered artists, si Toym Imao, very very eloquent, and he shared that art is a, and you need to if you take a lot of risks in art, then it becomes art because you push boundaries, otherwise it becomes too safe, no. And it's when you push boundaries, that's when a lot of revolutions happen, or a lot of things happen, like whether abstract came out, or different forms of artwork, even photography came out, no. And before, he mentioned that before, photography wasn't really considered an artwork, no. So it's it really, art really, when we art to its boundaries, that's when a lot of things get created and new things happen. That's why our platform is called Scarlet Box, for something exciting and interesting that you open. So that's what we aim. We want to bridge the generations through arts and culture. And our first draft, we featured the blue chip works of Abdul Mari Imao and Jose Hoya, and their second generations of artists in their family, who is Toym Imao and Andre Baldovino. And we call these Founders NFT, the first series that came out. So we shipped the beautiful collectible boxes that had live digital frames with certificate of authenticity and a vial. And, natuwa naman, yung mga collectors natin. And for those Founders NFT, that's why it's called Founders, kasi sila yung nauna. And if they hold that, they'll be automatically whitelisted in all future drops, of all the blue chip art that we will be featuring, blue chip art or blue chip artists. So we still have Founders NFT, limited quantity left. So if there's anyone who's interested, feel free to share the word. We may even throw in a beautiful Toym Email tumbler. Okay, and most exciting is that we will announce the winner of our Tambiolo this evening, which will win a set of HR Ocampo nice, beautiful merchandise, including a coin tray, a tote bag, and, if I'm not mistaken, a fan. So it's a set of 3. So yeah, so if you see the Tambiolo, those are the names of the people that so far submitted, but I think there are more that have qualified since the time it was posted. So there'll be more names that will be added to our Tambiolo, or to our wheel, like our lottery wheel, yung ganun ba yun? And then we spin it, and that's when we find out who the winner is at the end of the evening. All right, so I think we have a lot of people that have trickled in already. So I'm excited to share tonight a very interesting discussion. Our guests tonight, and it's all paying tribute to the life of Larry Alcala. No, so who's Larry Alcala? So if you grew up with Larry Alcala, everyone loves him. No, he became famous because he hides his profile face in his, like, a whole town. Any Pinoy, different Pinoy scenes of Pinoy life, called Slice of Life, Sunday Weekend magazine. So every Sunday, everyone runs to grab a copy of that magazine and looks for his face. So some people encircle it, some people say don't encircle, or else people will see it na. So it's some beautiful memories of growing up during that time. And his sceneries vary from provincial experiences to life in the barrio, to a Sunday church scene, to earthquake to a hospital scene to a military camp scene. So almost any Pinoy scene that you can think of. No, you can. Larry Alcala has made beautiful artworks out of that. You can see the pin tweet. I don't know. My team, I think, is tweeting some of the things the things up there. So one can definitely relate no matter who you are or where you live in the country. Because there's someone there in that little barrio that reminds you of someone. No, it can be your tita, tito. It can be your cat lover or a dog lover cousin. It can be your bald uncle. It can be uh, you know, uh, your fat teacher, etc. No, so or your couch potato father. So it does so many. It shows so many parts of different lives. No, and thank you for pinning that, Jillian. So that shows the parang a sample of a city scene. So the series ran in the 80s and it has touched so many lives with the humor, wit, and social commentary on the lives of the Filipino. So Larry Alcala, if you did not know, he has created over 500 characters across 20 comic strip titles, including Asyong Aksaya, alam niyo ba yan? Siopaw and many more. His prolific and historic contribution to Pinoy pop culture earned him the title of the Order of the National Artist in 2018. So now it's exciting to have his work all come back to life. And for those who miss it, now's the chance for them to enjoy it and to share it with their children or to share it with their younger generation relatives or friends. So it's one way to collect and be able to own. And if Larry Alcala were alive, he would have been 96 years old this August 18. So kaka-birthday lang niya, mga 2 weeks ago. So happy birthday, no, Sir Larry. He studied fine arts at the University of the Philippines, after which he started cartooning at 20 years old, very young. He actually pioneered animated cartoon television commercials and was an advocate of the advancement of illustration and commercial art. In 1988, his Slice of Life received the Best in Humor award and was cited for keeping with the Filipinos' ability to find light-hearted, self-deprecating humor with wit and laughter. Diyan naman tayo talaga, kilala. No, being able to find humor in anything. Minsan, baha na, you can see kids playing in the water or in some makeshift boat, no? And you can find people in sometimes during in the midst of tragedy, no? So that's one of the saving graces of our nation and our culture, and it's come to life talaga with Larry Alcala's work, no? And now parang we will all get to enjoy them again and share them and be able to own and collect, no? So that we can preserve his art and pass it on, no? To through generations. So tonight we have two of the six partner projects joining us. Plus, we have a very special guest who is the granddaughter of Larry Alcala. So may I introduce all our guests? So the first one I'd like to introduce is Ana Alcala. She is the granddaughter of Larry Alcala and the eldest of five beautiful sisters. She is the daughter of Lauro Alcala. If I'm not mistaken, I think your dad might be the eldest, no, Ana? Uh,
Yes, that's right.
yes,
He's
a
junior.
junior. Okay, so he's Larry Alcala Jr. or Lauro Alcala Jr. No,
Yeah.
so she is a writer and has worked in advertising, technology, and TV. So say hi to everyone, Anna.
Hi, nice to meet everyone, and thank you all for coming over and spending the time with us.
Okay, thank you. So later on, I'll be so curious now as to how it is to be Larry's granddaughter. Next, as our guest is Lala Joss. Lala is the co-founder and lead artist of Planktoons. So she leads a team of Filipinas in this beautiful collection. Sobrang cute, and it was all her idea. So Planktoons is a collection of 4444 planktoons in cute onesies. Now, when you say one, siyang jumper, naka baby jumper, parang ganon. They're cute jelly bean looking like creatures, pero planktons pala siya, na naging planktoons kasi plankton and cartoons, no? In different outfits. So it has a choose your own adventure story built in by the artists, the writers, and the collectors. So Lala, you wanna say hi?
Hi, hello everyone, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having us.
Okay, thanks, Lala. Last but not the least, we have Isma Jerusalem of Mustachios. Isma is the founder of Only. No? He is a deep explorer of technology, gaming, and art on the blockchain through NFTs since 2018. He has organized communities in his native Bicol region, building a community of creatives, artists, collectors, and tech enthusiasts. He's a full stack tech developer, and he's one of the more informed technically about our Web3 space. No? We're lucky to have him today because he is a very coveted speaker, no? In many times here and in different spaces abroad. So the Mustachios, it's a game. It's the first ever NFT tales to be told in the NFT space. So maybe we'll learn more about that. So hi Isma.
Hello, hi Sheree. Thanks again for inviting me. Hi everyone.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
Yay, so glad. So how maybe I'll start with asking you how your trip in Bali was because you're back home, right? You were just there a few days ago.
Yes. Okay naman. It was fun, exciting, and I've met lots of Web3 friends na online lang nakakausap. Then we met IRL. So iba yung connection eh kasi the communication is fast because you're talking to each other in real life. And I've also met lots of projects. I've also met different people from different countries, and one thing that gather us together is the technology, which is blockchain. So yun, it's something fun. So maraming exciting din na nangyari.
Nice. I'm curious if there's one thing or a few things na take away mo from, your trip to Bali. Is there any new learning or insight that you had, from your trip?
Ano ba? Marami eh. Pero siguro yung pinaka uh, insightful na nag-gather ko is uh, by means of building in Web3, it doesn't care who you are and where you are. As long as you have an internet connection, as long as you've equipped yourself with the fundamentals and foundations needed to build on this industry, you can actually build. Because in Bali, in Indonesia, malakas yung internet dun eh. So kahit nasa beach ka, kahit nasa kalsada ka, kahit nasan sulok ka pa, may signal ng internet eh. Parang okay yung internet connection nila dun. Kahit naka-data ka lang. And by that way, there are also lots of people who are able to build. And I think that's the composability aspect of blockchain na you can really build. You can actually build. Hindi mo kailangan ng basbas galing sa corporates. Hindi mo kailangan mag-bless, 'di ba? Kung sino man yung mga pioneer na nauna. As long as you know how to build, you keep yourself, get yourself involved sa community. You can actually build.
Isma, medyo
Yun.
muffled.
Ay,
Ayan. Oh,
hello?
better.
Ayan.
Better.
So yun, ganun. By means of building, can actually talaga start building the tech anywhere, everywhere, who you are, doesn't care who you are. So yun.
Okay, nice. No, yun ang parang this is the decentralization or democratization, sorry. Decentralization and democratization of technology, no, na you don't need like a whole like tech team na, who's very, very experienced to start somehow anyone as long as you have interest, you have background, and you're a quick learner, it's something that, one can do. So let me ask naman Anna, maybe share with us, how it's like growing up with your lolo.
Well, my lola passed away in 2002, so I was in high school at the time. So, and then before then, 2 years before then, they moved to Bacolod. So there was a period where we weren't able to spend that much time together, except for Christmases, of course, and holidays. But growing up, when they were still here sa Diliman, talagang, talagang we spent a lot of time together and because we live nearby lang din. So, madalas kami mag-visit sa lola at lola. So, he was a constant presence in our lives. And, I still smell I can still remember the smell of his studio. He was always hunched on his desk, whether it be dun sa old house sa Diliman or the newer house sa Bacolod. Parang I always remember my vision of Lola's always behind his desk. So every time we visit him, it's in his studio, him working on something, and me and my sisters reading his fridge, his mini fridge for some drinks. And sometimes bibigyan din kami ng paper and watercolor and crayons and do our own stuff. But yeah, he was really a constant presence growing up. And yeah, it was just filled with, fond memories of Lolo.
Thanks for sharing that. I wonder, did when you guys were growing up, did your friends or other people know that you were related to Larry Alcala, or because of your name, or I don't, or do they
So
ask?
yeah, yeah. Growing up, like especially when I was a kid, yung very young pa. Syempre wala pa akong awareness of it. I would like have some inkling lang pag kunyari we're eating out and biglang people will walk up to him, hingi ng on the spot caricature, mga ganon, and or I don't know kung nagpapa-picture na noon at that time, syempre film camera pa, but I mean I had some inkling, especially there was a time when I think nagkaroon ng parang poster making contest in school and he was invited as a judge kasi nalaman nila na lolo ko siya. And then always pag kunyari, I'll say na my last name is Alcalad, madalas, especially the people who grew up in the 80s and 70s, parang they will ask, kaano-ano mo si Larry Alcala? And then I will say, he's my lolo. But a lot of these things, hindi ko siya masyadong na-realize until he passed away. It was really when he passed away that I realized the magnitude of his legacy and his work and and to this day the people who would share their fond family memories of as what you shared earlier, Sheree, yung looking for his face in that Sunday slice of life in the newspaper. So it was really after he passed that I really understood how important he was and what his work meant to people.
Okay. You think is it because there's more tribute done after he passed away, or is it because you're older and you're more maybe aware of what's happening?
I
So
think
what do you
it's
think?
I
Yeah.
think it's because I'm older. I
Mm-mm.
think kasi I can imagine that when he was still alive and he was still because he was working till the very end. So I can imagine that he was quite well known at that time during when he was alive. So I think it's more of the fact that I was older na and more aware of the world around me that I realized that.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing that. And even for me, we've for everyone who did not know, we actually work with Larry Alcala's works na before for our brand, for our fashion brand Solo. No, it's a unisex brand, and we use the works of Larry Alcala on T-shirts, on different bags and different items. No, and that's how we know the family, and it's very nice, and a lot of the things that you shared tonight I didn't even know, no, so it's really nice to hear that personal side of him, no? Especially coming from a family member. So thanks for sharing that. um for you, Lala, I mean, what is your how were you exposed to Larry Alcala before, because I know you're young, or what did you think of his artworks?
Um, Ako ano, hindi talaga ako exposed, but when I saw his art, yung nostalgia nandun, parang nakita ko na siya before. So, I'm still learning about him, and I'm really, actually actively looking for for clips or art na puwedeng mabasa, and I'm really excited to learn more about our national artist, and this is a really great project na nagawa niyo, to reintroduce the legacy of Larry Alcala to old and new us. So yeah, I'm excited to learn more.
Good. Thanks, Lala. Ikaw naman, I guess I'm curious, no? You're an artist. How did it all start? Did you know that you wanted to be an artist when you were young? And what did you take up in college? How did it evolve for you?
Yeah, for as long as I can remember, I have been drawing talaga. So yun lang talaga yung alam kong gawin ever since I was in kindergarten. I have been drawing, and when I was in college, I took up fine arts. So yun talaga yung trajectory ng career ko. So even when I was young, so yun talaga. And yeah, it was a rewarding career to take.
And then I think now you've illustrated for children's books, no?
Yeah. Up until now, I still do illustrate children's book.
Okay, sige. Uh, sige, maybe I'll do the next round. Tatanong ko sa'yo parang how did Plankton start? Pero that's my next round na lang.
Okay.
Isma, sige. Isma, how about you? Parang I know that you are immersed in technology and art, no? So yung dalawa. So how did that start for you, no? Kasi yun nga, parang that's two different branches together that you're able to immerse in. And I mean, have you always been an artist, or what was the interest in art, and how did you parang try to combine that with technology?
Yun, sa akin naman kasi I'm also an artist. So, nagdo-drawing din kasi ako nung bata pa. Then, I was also one of the artists who's looking for opportunities to expand his art, to at least learn more about art. Then, that was way back, I think, 8 years ago. Mahirap yung opportunity when you're living in a province eh. Walang masyadong mga events, mag-exhibit ka, walang galleries na pwede mong pag-exhibitan. Mostly ng galleries nasa mall. And by means of collectors naman, hindi din ganun ka-active yung mga collectors na pwedeng or possible na makakita ng art mo. So, there's a lot of lack of opportunity back then. So, what I did was, instead of waiting for that opportunity, I tried to gather other people, other artists na kakilala ko, then to host an event, uh, just for art, just for the sake of art. Then we invite artists from Manila or from other places na pumunta sa amin para sila na yung magtutok, sila na yung tuturuan na parang dadalhin yung knowledges nila, experiences nila, kasi instead na yung mga taga taga sa amin sa province ang pupunta sa Manila kasi it will require financial expenses, 'di ba? Pamasahe, pagkain, tulugan, ticket, 'di ba? Mas masyadong maraming gastos. So, what we did, yun na nga, nag-invite kami ng artist na magto-talk. Then we called it AMAC kasi it's Albay Multimedia Arts Convention. So, mostly ng participants, nag-start lang siya sa school because I was taking computer science back then. So dun yung yung route kung bakit ako nasa tech din. Kasi by profession, nasa IT industry ako. And by passion, nasa art yung passion ko. And I saw an opportunity na pwede mag-intersect yung art and tech. So I saw that opportunity through blockchain because I met blockchain way back 2018. Yun yung formal introduction sa akin. Pero Bitcoin, I was immersed with Bitcoin since 2012 to 2013 back then. Pero hindi pa ganun ka. May misconception pa nun. Bitcoin and blockchain na si Bitcoin, si blockchain, si Bitcoin. Pero yung pala, Bitcoin is just one of the applications on top of the blockchain na natutunan ko na lang siya, na-realize ko na lang noong 2018. Kasi may formal introduction na sa akin nun. And then, while I was taking computer science, I was also involved in cultivating the tech scene sa province namin. So we host tech talks, all about programming, all about organizing workshops to teach other fellow tech enthusiasts how to code. So doon din nagsimula yung idea na pwede pala mag-organize ng mga seminars and workshop to teach, 'di ba, yung mga tech enthusiasts. So why not do it in art? So doon siya kaya kami nagkaroon ng AMAC. And then all the way na-realize ko na yung ginagawa namin sa AMAC parang nag-grow siya, starts from dozens to hundreds to thousands of participants attending the event. And then parang gusto mo namin mag-scale kasi okay yung event. It gave an opportunity for artists to do the things that they love, which is creative art, and at the same time earn something from their passion. Ang problem nun kasi event, so very seasonal. So I saw an opportunity through blockchain, through NFTs way back in 2018 na pwede pala yon na yung art ilalagay sa blockchain and magkakaroon siya ng token, which is yun ng NFT. Then you can sell it international sa global market. So yun na yung intersection ng art and tech that we're exploring. And now it evolves through the years. We already have our own marketplace. We already have our own, and now we're exploring XR. It's called XR is extended reality. Now where we create augmented reality and virtual reality ng artwork. So it's not just an art na you can see, that you can look, but you can actually experience it through extended realities. So yun na, ganun na siya nag-grow from someone who lacks an opportunity, who's looking for opportunity to appreciate his art. Then through the years, nag-evolve na lang siya by just finding that point of intersection between my profession and my passion. So, yun, ganun na yung nangyari sa Only.
Oh, that's nice, no? So yung sinasabi mong XR, no, extended reality. That's the one, the little dancing character robots. Yun ba yun? Yung parang many times you guys post and sumasayaw siya. So that's part of it.
Yeah. That's augmented reality. That's part of
Mm-mm.
extended realities. So, yun na yun.
Okay. Okay. And then you also mentioned na you hail from the same birthplace as Larry Alcala in Bicol.
Yeah. Si Sir Larry kasi taga Daraga Albay siya eh. I think Daraga Albay yung birthplace niya. And I'm also from Legazpi City, Legazpi Albay. So, isang
Wow,
commute lang.
magkatabi lang. Oo.
Oo, isang commute lang.
Nice.
Oo.
Nabanggit mo rin, Isman, na marami kang nakikita doon na Larry
Oo,
works or
meron pa
Larry.
rin. Meron pa
Sige
rin ng mga
nga,
works.
saan?
For,
Saan
for,
siya
example,
nakikita?
for example, may isang namin, parang educational supply na shop. Tapos may mural doon na works pa ni Larry. Sa
Wow.
Lucky Educational Supply. May mural doon na mga, yan yung parang yung mga nasa dyaryo mismo. Tapos colorful na tapos maraming ganap, ganyan. And then sa Albay Capitol, that's parang municipal, ay hindi, yung capital mismo ng Albay Province. Meron siya doon na work. Tapos, yan anong tawag doon? Kalimutan ko. Basta siya, parang yun yung space kung saan nag-held ng exhibit, ng art exhibit. Tapos kilala siya ng mga doon, mga may edad ng artists, yung mga kasabayan niya. Kilala siya ng pag-uusapan. And yun, parang pa din eh. Parang tumatak talaga yung works niya na every time na you mention Larry Alcala sa art scene sa Albay, mabilis siyang matandaan. So, mabilis siyang ma-recognize. And, ayun.
Buhay na buhay, no? Buhay na buhay yung niya, yung mga works niya, no? Na hindi nag-fade and parang kilala pa rin hanggang ngayon, no? So, parang that is so nice to hear. So, Isma, kung may makita ka, pakikunan naman ng picture. Kung
Ay,
makadaan ka
sige,
sa...
pag uwi.
Yeah,
Oo nga,
oo.
hindi ko pa
Sadyain ko.
nakikita yun.
Oo, share natin sa family nila, Ana. So in case maparaan ka sa bookstore or dun sa mga different areas na may murals ni Larry, pakunan
Sige.
pakunan ng picture. Yan, thank you para we share it to the public, we share it to the family para marami rin makakita no ng mga ginawa niya and marami makakatangkilik no sa mga ginawa niya. So thanks for that, Isma. So Anna, growing up, diba, so you grew up with Larry and he's clearly an artist, no? And I remember when I met all of you, kayo, no, five sisters, somehow marami sa inyo in the creative field, no, either in the ad agency or writer like you, or iba-iba or graphic artist. Was your dad like that? Do you think that was the influence of your lolo, or why do you think so? Parang almost all of you guys are all in a way in the creative area.
I honestly, I'm not sure. And I think it's like, I want to say na parang it's because it's in our sort of, I mean, it sounds a bit cheesy, but it's in our blood in a way. Because actually, my parents and like nobody pushed us towards creative degrees. In fact, they would have preferred that we didn't. I mean,
Mm.
and pero I think it's just, I think that's just the way we're wired in a way, the way we think. Kasi parang like my dad, for example, and his sister, they didn't enter art, but they are quite artistic in terms of their personality, and they can also actually draw, and they also have that skill. It's just something that they didn't pursue or really share with the world. And then and yung sisters ko nga, I mean, yeah, that's right. Two of my sisters did take up fine arts. Actually, they majored in the degree that Lolo helped found, Viscom and UP Fine Arts. And then even my other sisters who aren't necessarily in the arts, like the architect and the one who's in business and data analysis, they also have some, like, they also write on the side, and they also have that sort of that penchant for art, for artistic expression in a way. I guess part lang siya nung, I guess, what we were exposed to growing up, like the humor and the cartoons that we watched growing up as kids, yung sense of humor nga ng dad ko and our family. I think I think it was just really the vibe, I guess, was very quite creative and artistic in that way. So maybe that's why naging I mean, we have a tendency to go towards that side. But I would also like to note na si Lolo was also a great jazz guitarist kasi growing
Wow.
up, parang so that's another, I guess, form of artistic expression that he passed on to my dad and to my sisters. Kasi yung lolo ko during the war, one way that he and his siblings were able to sort of raise money for food was they played in jazz bars for soldiers. So it's also
Mm.
so parang may combo sila magkakapatid. So, and siya yung guitarist. So, I guess, it really, to answer the question, I guess parang art runs in a family in that sense, parang that tendency towards artistic expression. Even if professionally hindi yun yung gagawin mo, parang there's always that outlet and that channel.
No, that's nice to hear, no? Because I think sometimes that's what, that's something that's common also, no? And if you ask, we have a lot of artists tonight, no, in the space, and I think, some of them will identify with that, no, having grown up in that kind of a circle. So, how many your lolo, ilan sila magkapatid?
If I'm not mistaken, there were five, three
Five.
boys and two girls. Yeah, Lola was the
Okay,
second.
he's the second. And your dad, how many are they siblings?
Dad, his brother, and my late tita, his sister,
Ah,
passed
okay.
away
So,
early this year.
oh, sorry, Matt. So there's two. So your dad is the elder brother, and there's another younger brother.
Yes.
Okay, and then kayo five girls. Oh,
Yes.
nice, all five girls. Okay, so yeah, thanks a lot for sharing, no. And parang it's interesting na where was it when I was it in what town I went to, no? Parang a lot of the artists, Angono. It was, I think, in Angono. Parang a lot of the artists that live there parang have minimum of two talents, like drawing and cooking, sketching and music, or singing, and basta parang ganyan. Parang like your lolo, no? He was a very prolific cartoonist and artist, and he also played music, no? So yun ang kagandahan. Parang sometimes you have two or three or more, no? Different outlets, no? Um, Siguro before I continue, I'd like to say hi to everyone in the space here. Lupimon, Bjorn, Maliksi, Ninong Jules, Kat, MGO, si El Malaya, Sifkra Andre, Sangli, Jammers, um, and Mervin, Blitz Harley, Pia, Allen, Fersian. The other symbols is kind of hard for me to echo. Harbs, Jean, Itzpin, Candy, Bernmar Costas, Kaz, Bernadette, let not, ano yan? Let's, NFT pare, okay. And Dennis, no, Dennis Cruz. So thank you so much for being here. And tonight we're here to talk about Larry Alcala, his life and his works, and the people that are celebrating this with him. No? So, Lala, tell us nga how you started, how Plankton started. Parang what was your goal? How did it all start? And parang ganun. I mean, it was a very good story when you told me about it, but I mean, it would be nice to share it with everyone.
I was in a Twitter space like this last year. I was shilling my newly minted NFTs at Twitter space. I was just hanging out, trying to meet new people and fellow NFT artists. And then, yun pala, yung dev namin, nakikinig siya. So, and then he checked out my art. And then, he liked it. Tapos, he asked me if I wanted to create a project together. And so from there, we started to gather the team, finalize the art, and the rest is history. It feels like a year ago, nga, but we just launched last Feb 14, 2022, and we're still a very young project, no? And Twitter Spaces is really amazing for learning new things, and like this, we're learning more about Larry, and meet new people, especially sa NFT space. And so yun, coming in sa NFT space, I wasn't really planning on creating a project. I came in as a collector first, so um, it was amazing na ayun, I met my dev and co-founder dito sa Twitter space. So yeah, the rest is history.
So, from the time that you met him to the time that you guys launched, how long did it take?
We met November. So we prepared and marketed the project for 3 months. 3 months ba? November, December. Yeah, 3 months. So yun, medyo matagal din, pero parang ang bilis eh, parang a few weeks lang dahil sobrang yung pace, mabilis talaga. So yeah, mga 3 months siguro.
Galing. And how big is the team now?
Ngayon medyo kami, may mga napalitan. So ngayon medyo all Pinoy team na kami. So it's really exciting.
Nice. Before it was ano ba, mix? How was it before?
Yeah, before iba-iba may from Texas, from California, may iba may Pinoy din pero nasa ibang bansa, but yeah, kami, diverse team kami, pero ngayon what do you call this? Nag Nag-konti na yung team namin, pero we're all Pinoy. So, the communication is really better na wala na language barrier. But yeah, it was really exciting na to get to work with fellow Pinoys na.
Nice, no? So, and that's something to be proud of, no? And how
Yes.
parang, the Pinoys create art that's appreciated by, international, or different kinds of people and different kinds of backgrounds. So,
Yes.
I mean, good job on that, no? And cute. I
Thank
mean,
you.
this is one of them, right? The one that's the profile picture mo. That's yours.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Actually, gawa to nung co-artist ko, isa din siyang Pinoy, classmate ko ng college. So I invited her sa project. Tapos, ayan, yung mga holders, nag-gift lang siya ng doodle version ng plants nila.
Okay. So, nice. So, parang, now I think wala na kayong time change because I remember when I was talking to one of your team members just to talk to them about this, tribute to Larry. Nako, nahirapan ako. Parang ping-pong yung time. I think he was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Tapos, hindi kami makapag-set ng time because sometimes it's his morning and my evening. And then, one time, I was waiting for him to be, so takbo ako ng takbo and we were hosting some guests here at home. Takbo ako ng takbo sa computer ko to check kung sumagot na siya. No? So it was, I know what you mean, no? When it's, parang when it's across continents, no? Sometimes ang hirap sa timing. So,
Yes,
being in the same time zone talaga helps.
Yes. So, hindi na tayo
yeah.
mahihirapan, just in case.
Oo nga, that's right. So, what are your plans for Planktoons or the plans of Planktoons moving forward?
Naku, madami. We have a lot of things going on in the background. Pero right now we are gonna release our first which is our plushie. So that's in production already. We're also gonna release baby Planky, so stay tuned for that and a lot more. Hindi ko ma-divulge yung iba pang mga details para exciting. Pero yeah, for anyone who's interested, please head over to our Discord for more updates. Pero yeah, yun yung ginagawa namin ngayon. And maybe, hopefully, siguro very soon in the near future, malay mo, cartoon, I don't know.
Nice. Nako, exciting ha. Parang magandang
Yes.
news yan.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks for sharing. We're excited if that happens.
Thank you.
Okay. Isma, ikaw naman, can you tell us parang how Mustachio started?
Yun, sa Mustachios, it started kasi we were as in ngayon pa rin pa din pala. Kasi we were focused kasi dati sa as a platform to collaborate with artists to launch their own NFT collections. So in short, we have our own NFT marketplace that was launched last year pa. So si Dan, siya yung artist behind Mustachios, and he's also an artist na taga dun sa province namin. And same thing, same problem nung na-mention ko kanina. Wala masyadong exposure para sa artist. Wala masyadong opportunity na mapakita yung art nila. Then yun, we collaborate with him. And yung mga mustachios, parang kasi yung itsura niya kasi, parang mustachio din. May bigote. Tapos kaya siya iba-ibang character kasi he's putting himself to the shoe of those different characters. Kaya kung makikita nyo, para siyang parody ng merong parody ni Chucky, merong parody sa Adventure Time, merong parody sa mga horror characters. Tapos, yun, ginagawa niya ng parang version na siya yun. Kasi din siya very playful, very creative. And, lang siya, nag-start siya mga hand-drawn lang. Then, suddenly, tinranslate niya into digital art. Tapos, ang gamit niya pa nun, cellphone. So, parang daliri lang na nagsimula ko paano niya yun i-draw. And those 100 plus mustachios were hand-drawn. And yun, nag-met kami. Na-met ko siya sa gallery. Kasi back in 2018 kasi nag-start din kami mag-organize, mag-manage yung sarili naming gallery. And I've learned that it's so really, really difficult na mag-host ng gallery doon. Pero yun, at ang kagandahan, because I met a lot of artists, including Dan. And yun, since nung 2019, na-explore na namin yung technology. Then, we started collaborating with Dan last year din, nung August. Then, we created an NFT dun sa mga original works niya. So, that was 2021, mga August 24. Last week lang din. So, anniversary na nung collection. Tapos back then, last year, ang context ng market is puro PFPs. Ang dami naglalabasan na ng mga thousands of collections. Ang dami na naglalabasan ng over-promised utilities, over-promised projects na ngayon parang hindi mo na sila makikita, hindi na sila visible ngayon after a year. Ano na eh. Tapos ang naisip namin nun, since maraming projects na PFPs, madaming noise. So how to separate us from the noise is to create a story, to create a tales, para siyang isang buong lore, 10 chapters. So, ang nilaunch namin is 100 mustachios. So, parang nagre-reveal kami ng mustachios per episode, na 10 mustachios at least per episode. Para just to introduce the story, the backstory of each character. Kasi dati walang ganun eh. Kasi puro thousands of characters. Mahirap nga naman talagang gawa ng story yung 1,000 plus characters. And almost all of them are generative artworks. So, since yung gawa ni Dan is hand-drawn, and talagang may pinanggalingan yung mga artwork niya. Talagang may story behind. So, what we did was to improve those stories and turn it into an NFT tales. So, parang yun yung naging way of marketing din namin na the artwork is to tell them a story. Dati yun, hindi pa nun uso your space. So, we're trying, pa nun, Clubhouse. Then, bago pa lang yung feature ng Twitter Space. Tapos,
Tama.
nag-try kami mag-Twitter Space noon. Wala pa masyadong audience. So, parang less than 10. Minsan, kami-kami lang. And, marami pa nung bug. So, doon kami nagtetel ng story. Doon kami nag-storytelling. Then, kahit pa paano may audience, isa, dalawa, tatlo, ganyan. And luckily, kahit pa paano, parang na-sold out namin siya ng 80%. Paka-launch, I think mga after 2 days or less than 2 days, na-sold out namin yung 80%. And, yun. And the feedback was, ni Dan as an artist is, hindi niya kasi nag-aaral pa siya eh. So, hindi niya na kailangan mag-isip yung tuition fee niya hanggang sa makagraduate. Kasi na-cover na yon through yung NFT sales. And hindi niya na rin kailangan mag-isip nung next commission niya para at least maitawid yung pambayad ng bills. So, yun, hanggang tapos ngayon, since continuous yung delivery namin ng project, continuous yung delivery ng improvements. So, from his 2D hand-drawn na artwork, ginawa namin siya ng 3D para magkaroon siya ng sariling game, which is si Mustachio Quest. Tapos, ginawan para namin siya ng AR para mas mag-immerse siya dun sa mga collectors, sa fans, or at least build brand na this is not just an NFT na nasa screen. People can interact with his art. People can actually experience his art. So, yun. Kaya, ito na siya ngayon, si Mustachios. And, yun.
That's the evolution or the story origination, no? So siguro I'll try to so Only is a marketplace, no? Is that right? Only is a marketplace of NFTs, and it's sige, please explain.
Si Oli, Marketplace is just one of its product.
Okay.
So, si Mustachio is also one of its product, including the game.
Okay. So it only, I think you were saying that it's interoperable, diba? You're creating parang a chain that's interoperable and that's under Only, tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. And then Mustachios is a tale. It's not, I always had the impression before that it was part of a game. Hindi pala. So it's a part of a story. Tama? It's part of more like 10 stories. And where do people find these stories? Saan nila mababasa or
Nasa website lang din, sa mustachioverse.com. Pwede nyo makita dun yung tales. Pwedeng siya
Okay.
mabasa.
Okay. So yung Tales tapos na, yung 10, has it all been revealed or meron pang
Okay na yun,
lalabas?
last year pa. So, kaya ngayon,
Okay.
ang improvement is we're creating a game na through those mustachios.
Okay. So when is the game going to come out?
Kasi ngayon this current market situation is not the best time to launch a game, technically. So, hindi muna namin siya ni-launch. So, ang ginawa namin is, since na building world, meron ng mga initial quest, uh, inopen namin siya for public beta. Then, nag-focus kami ngayon to build the virtual world. Yung marketplace namin, merong 3D version, 3D virtual art gallery inside the game. So, people can access it through mustachio.quest. So, may default mustachio na pwede silang gamitin to explore the world, try out those quests, yung mga initial quest. And, yun, para ma-explore nila yung mga artworks dun sa marketplace. And it's on 3D. So, gumawa kami ito na yung interoperability ng NFTs. So, for those people na parang alien sa term na interoperability, it just simply means that an artwork or an asset can operate to different platforms.
Different chains, no?
So, yun, for example, may artwork ni Lay Melendres nandun sa loob, may artwork ni Marso nandun din sa loob, and you can roam around using the mustachios.
Okay, thank you. Wow, talaga it has evolved na, no? From being tales and stories, now it's on its way to being games, no? So, and of course, we highly respect the technology that goes behind that, no? So, hindi yan madali. So, super congrats, no? So Anna, I guess, no, what did parang, now that, Larry Alcala has made a big, contribution to Pinoy pop culture, no? And parang, yun nga, moving forward, parang, yun nga, kasi, for us at ScarletBox, one of our visions is to bridge the generations, no? So both ways. So parang, like what was mentioned earlier, parang the Larry fans, mabuhay ulit yung kanilang passion and or affinity, no, towards Larry Alcala's work. And at the same time, introduce it to the young ones, and in reverse, no, introduce the technology both ways. What do you think? What do you think will your lolo think about this? Do you think it's something he'll understand?
Well, of course, I don't want to speak for him, pero I will say though that I think one of the things that sets an artist like Lolo apart from other national artists is that his work was basically his work was consumed by everyone. It wasn't it was accessible to all. It was in the newspaper every day, every Sunday. So no matter like everyone from all walks of life, they were able to appreciate his works. Like his galleries basically were the panels of the comic strips in the newspaper. So I think one thing that I'm really proud of Lolo for doing is that he was really able to reach so many people with his work, and it was the kind of mass consumption and mass medium na maraming lives ang touch. And I think one of the things then that one of the things my best friend said when Lola was declared as national artist, kasi she's in advertising then, and sabi niya, finally meron na kaming representatives sa national artists. And by kami, she meant, commercial artists, people in advertising, people who are artists on non-traditional media and platforms. So when she said that, that made me really proud kasi parang yun yung parang contribution ni Lola in a way. It was showing basically the establishment society that art can come in many forms and there are many platforms and channels and media for it. So I mean, again, to answer the question, I can't say for sure if he would have appreciated or understood it, but I think definitely he would appreciate the fact that we're exploring different ways of expression, different channels, and different platforms.
Okay, that's nice to hear, no? Because I think the same question was, I'm not sure if it was in Twitter Spaces or it was I cannot remember now what interview, no? Was asked of Toy na parang if it was her father, no, si Abdul Mari, what would he think of ito, parang his art going into the NFT space? Actually, ang sabi niya, matutuwa yun because he always wanted to experiment, no, and try to push the boundaries, no. And I guess much like your lolo, parang he might not maybe truly understand what NFTs, but maybe having it go through the different channel and hopefully more appreciation and touch more people's lives, no. For how about kayo, Anna? What was the thing you guys liked best about this parang paying tribute to your lolo through NFTs, like you or your family?
Well, definitely, because my dad especially is also into tech, so I think similar to what Isma said, nga para siyang para siyang crossing nga nung world of art and tech in a way. But ako personally, what I really like is yung the idea of isolating the characters in a slice of life tableau. Kasi one of the fun things for me looking at a slice of life artwork is looking at the little jokes and the insight, the little details and little things, the little funny jokes that you can see in every inch, basically, every corner of the whole entire artwork. Siyempre, ang number one is hanapin yung profile ni Lolo. Pero also, once you've done that, there's also so many, when you zoom in, ang dami rin talagang interesting and funny incidentals and details. And I think this project is one way of highlighting that, yung the humor in the details.
Okay. So, thanks for sharing that, Anna. So, for those of you who are new to kind of what we will be doing, what Scarlet Box will be doing in our tribute, we will actually extract the different characters of uh in all the different city scenes of Alcala, and we will create NFTs, no, PFPs or profile pictures, so that people can collect and find someone they know they can trade. If you're not a nurse but you want to buy a senior citizen to give to your mom, then you can trade it, no, or give it as a gift, no. So there's a lot of things that can be done, and for the first time one can own and cherish a character, kasi in the past, after the Sunday paper gets gets used, the next day it gets to a pile na, and as we all know, all our newspapers get piled and get donated, diba? Or to recycled or donated to schools or donated to different projects. So nawala na, no. Maybe there are some that have collected some of Larry's work, but as we know, it's if you print on newsprint, I don't think that will last for years, diba? It becomes yellowish and it disintegrates, no. So it's very difficult to really preserve, his work with its full color, and and how it is. So just like what Anna said, parang I think extracting it and creating different profile pictures will make it more fun. Have someone sort of identify and call it as their own, and also give it as a gift. And also, the most important thing is that it's preserved, no. So parang 10 years from now, people can see the different characters in its clarity, diba? The lines are strong, the colors are vibrant, and the details can be seen, diba? Pagka if it's in the newsprint, lumalabo din siya, and nagdi-disintegrate the print and the ink gets scattered, no. So yun ang kagandahan, no, in terms of preserving and for the tribute, no, for Larry. So I'm happy to know that that's the part that you like, no, because I wasn't sure, no, and I wasn't sure which part of the tribute that you liked or that your family liked. Um, for for Lala, what is your no, parang you had an experience of starting a project from start to, and I'm sure you had a lot of experiences in the marketing side, in working with teams, etc. What are your learnings or advice, no? Or if you had to take learnings now, maybe people can your advice to also other projects, what would that be from your experience?
Um, um, for me, keep at it no matter the market condition. As cliche as it may sound, keep on building and keep working hard for your hopes. Um, especially for those who trusted you and was there for you, especially when you started. So, lalo na ngayon medyo difficult no yung market condition. So, pero ano lang tuloy-tuloy tayo. Pero if you wanted to start a project man, work with people na hindi lang, I mean, look for team members na na mag-benefit din sa projects. So, like for example, if you're looking for uh, a person that's good in marketing, you have to make sure na the communicating ano will be easy for the both of you kasi mahirap din yung katulad yan, yung time zone, medyo nahirapan din kami dun sa part na yun. And pre-launch, we were just a small project then, and I wasn't expecting a lot of reception. So, I was really surprised when we sold out. So, parang, naalala ko lang deep inside, really anxious na, alam mo mag-sold out ba kami, ganyan. Pero, yeah, just trust your team. And just the thing that I like talaga when we were working on Plantons is they allowed me to focus on my avenue, which is the art. And meron kaming person for marketing, for someone na mag-handle ng collabs. Meron din kaming person for community, community manager. So, parang busy kami sa kanya-kanya naming avenue. So, if you're gonna create a project, you have to make sure na yung mga roles na yun ma-fill in. So, para mag-work siya, you have to make sure na may certain experience na rin yung taong team member na kukuhain nyo to make paano ko ba sabihin to, hindi masasayang yung efforts na pare-parehas. So, yeah, you have to look for people na yun, same interest, same passion. So, yeah, and also, yun nga, ngayon sa market condition, medyo mahirap, pero yun, keep on building lang, and eventually it will pay out. It will be fine.
So Lala, meron bang mga memorable or unforgettable experiences in your journey with planktons that you can remember or you cherish?
Yes, pinaka ano ko talaga, yung gabi na yon na kakatapos na dito spaces, tapos nag-message sa akin yung Pinoy dev namin na if I wanted to start a project. And so, parang doon, wala akong idea na it will be this big na magiging super successful niya. Pero ayun, isa yun sa memorable moment ko, especially yung nag-mint out kami in under 4 minutes. So parang
Wow.
as in nung inopen namin yung public mint, parang kumurap lang ako, sold out na. So I was really expecting that, pero yeah, it happened. So yun yung isa sa mga memorable moment ko. And also the after party nung mint out, napaka fun na memory nun. So pag binabalikan ko siya, it was really nice.
So yung after party, was it in person or
No.
virtual?
Sa Discord lang, medyo
Discord.
hindi pa masyadong what do you call this? Hindi pa masyadong yung mga IRL events nun eh. So sa Discord lang. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, thanks a lot, Lala, no. So there's a question here that I got, no. So what do you think of parang yung community? How did you develop your community? Paano niyo pinalaki yon?
Kasi yung community namin organically na lang siya, nag-grow na lang siya on its own, yung culture inside the Discord especially. I don't think na merong isang one size fits all na formula on how to gather a community, to create a community. Pero what we did was siguro we were really lucky na rin sa marketing. It's one of our strengths when we were first starting out. So yun, marketed in the most effective way. Yun lang yung ginawa namin talaga. So yun, we were really lucky na yung nag-handle ng marketing namin is really, really good. So yeah, we were able to gather a community of people na in love din sa art talaga. So it's really nice.
Nice. Now, thanks for sharing. So in terms of the marketing you mentioned, what did you think that was the effective ways na ginawa nila?
Sa tingin ko, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, pero they really like the art. Sobrang nakitan sila. So the art worked for us. Kasi usually, 'di ba, ano ba yung mga usong NFTs noon, very detailed, very basta iba yung nun eh, parang nung lumabas yung Planktons, parang may kakaiba siya na very simple lang, parang bean shape lang na characters na may cute traits. So, medyo nag-stand out siya ng bahagya. So, yeah, the art speaks for itself, and yeah, nagustuhan naman mga tao. So, na-curious sila, ano mo tong Planktons na to na bean shape na character. So, yeah, I actually designed it in a way na, kasi mas simple na, what do you call this? Mas simple na shape, mas cuter. Like, for example, si Pikachu, di ba? So, naisip ko, I mean, si SpongeBob, square lang siya. So, naisip ko, why not get, parang bean shape na cuddly tingnan. So, yeah, and ayun, I'm really glad naman na marami din nakitan. So, maraming nagandahan. So, yeah, together, nag-build yung community namin. They love the art. So, yeah, they enjoyed it, especially nung nakuha na nila yung mga planktons nila. They were happy. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. By the way, everyone, kung sino sa inyo may tanong, I mean, feel free to request to be a speaker. Parang we'd really love to hear from you guys. Or kahit hindi tanong, kahit na insight. Parang huwag kayo masyadong tahimik ha. Last night, kay Tom, I think there's a number that asks questions. No? So, huwag kayong mahiya, and we'd love to hear from you, even just thoughts or insights. No? And of course, we'll give door prizes, no, to people who ask questions. For Isma naman, my question naman is, you have a project right now, no? And si Lala shared yung memorable experiences nila. Ikaw naman, I'll ask, what were the things that you expected na hindi nangyari? Or sa kabaliktaran naman, nangyari na you did not expect? Parang, what were those for in your journey?
Siguro in context ng mustachios pa din. Kasi di ba nag-launch kami nung 100 mustachios, those are the Genesis collections. Then sinundan namin siya. Yung Genesis collection is called the Pathfinders. So sinundan namin siya ng Marauders. So the next one is 200 mustachios. So from first 100, then the next generation is 200. Tapos ang nangyari nun, since may sarili kaming token, which is own token, OWN, ginawa namin, hindi sana namin ibebenta yung Marauders eh. Kasi ang plan namin is just to stake own token so you can mint your free Marauders, your free Mustachio Marauders. Then ang nangyari nun, parang i-mint mo siya for 60 days. Then on the 60th day, or on the 61st day, a day after nung mag-mint, yung contract na-exploit, na-hack kami, na-exploit. Yung laman ng contract nasa 37K USD. So, na-hack siya na hindi naman, ang inaasahan namin parang smooth sailing kasi okay yung contract. Then, na naman siya, may mga nakamint na successfully naman nung 60th day. Then, parang a day after that, na-exploit yung contract. So, naubos yung laman na own token na nakastake. So, that was almost ilang kano ba yun? 800 million na own. So, the value back then was nasa 37K USD. So, that was exploited, that was hacked. And, syempre, nangyari yun, it was, I think, Thursday morning. Then, nung nangyari yun, syempre, obligado kami i-refund. So, refunded it on the same day nung na-hack. So, na-hack yung 37K, then nag-refund kami ng 37K for, I think, a total of almost 80K USD in just one morning. Yun yung nawala. So, pang pa sana yun, pang runway pa sana for operations, for pampasweldo, pangbayad ng other expenses, subscriptions, etc. So, that was happened last May. So, syempre, yung token, yung value ng token namin bumaba, nagkaroon ng all-time low. Kahit, ang gagandaan kasi sana ng token is, malakas sana yung support system back then, na hindi kami nag-all-time low kahit kasagsagan na ng bear market. Ang all-time low namin last year pa sana. Then, nung na-exploit yung contract, saka lang nagka-all-time low na hindi namin expect kasi medyo confident kami yun kasi maganda yung token support. Tapos, okay yung foundation namin, good fundamentals, may live products, may holders, hindi pump ng bot, hindi pump ng whale, hindi pump ng influencer. Parang organic din as gradually people are supporting the project, getting their own tokens, which is own. And yun, tas unexpectedly, yung ini-expect namin na smooth sailing yung mangyayari. Yun, may unforeseen incident na nangyari. Pero, ano pa din, as mentioned ni Lala earlier, just cliche na nga pakinggan, pero regardless the market condition, you still have to continuously build. Kasi if you really yourself to build for the long term, you will actually build, uh, you will continuously build. Kasi I do believe na uh, a project or a startup, hindi siya, uh, hindi siya nagko-quit kapag nawalan ng funds. Nagko-quit siya kapag nawalan na ng energy yung founders. Because I think funding money, you can found it as long as you have the energy. The founders are still have the energy. The founders are still there. The team are still continuously delivering. Magagawan at magagawan siya ng paraan. Kaya, yun, sa ano, luckily, kahit papano, we're still here, venturing to a more, I think, advanced venture, which is extended reality despite that incident na nangyari. And yun, build lang.
Mm. I think I mean, thank you for sharing that, no? And I'm sure the experience na yun, kasi, everyone, even kami, we'll experience vulnerabilities, no, in terms of the smart contract. So we really have to be careful. And what's your advice naman? How can people avoid that para in terms of, your projects being um, affected or infiltrated by bad actors? Do you have any advice?
Ayun, siguro this is not an advice, pero this is a practical approach personally. So this is a very personal answer na for security purposes. Kasi mas tataas ang level of security kapag naka-experience ka na ng hack or kapag
Mm-mm.
naka-experience ka na ma-hack. So doon,
Yeah.
kumbaga practically, hindi siya ganoon ka-technical na answer, pero practically, ah, tataas talaga yung level of security mo kapag naka-experience ka na ng gano'n. Kapag na-experience mo ng mawalan na na nakunan ka, na-hack ka, na ano ka. Pero hindi ko sinasabi na you need to experience that. Pero practically, once you've experienced that kind of situation, yung level of security mo, mas magiging highly self-aware ka, mas magiging tataas yung pasiguro mo, mas magiging parang may anxiety level ka na, dapat yun para hindi
Mm-mm.
maulit. So that's practically the added security na pwede ng any project or individual na madagdag sa security nila approach. But I think technically, I think may Twitter space kanina na yan din yung discussion about security. Yung mga technical approach. So, but then again, it doesn't mean that it's a technical approach. It's always applicable to everyone. It may apply technically, pwede. Pero by means of execution, parang sabi nga ng isang speaker, kahit gaano pa kaganda yung security structure, kung pagdating sa human, dun nagfi-fail, sa human execution or yung human factor, magkakaroon pa rin ng vulnerabilities So, yun din. So, syempre as humans, for us to be able to be more secured is for us to be able to learn more then is through experience then. Through that experience, you will gain expertise, diba? It will add on to our knowledge. And we will not commit the same mistake twice. Or hopefully not twice, diba? Hindi na maulit. Kaya yun, that's the practical approach. Pag technical kasi marami Then mahirap siya i-explain kasi iba-iba yung context, level of technical capabilities, level of tawag dyan, understanding and learning. And yun.
No, I mean, I totally resonate with that, no? Kasi sometimes, no, when one experiences that, sakit tayo nagiging praning di ba? Then the paranoia kicks in and you have to be careful, no? I remember growing up, nung nawala ko yung wallet ko and then another time camera, naging sobra na akong paranoid. Kaya ngayon medyo maingat na ako when I go out and I check ilan pa yung hawak ko, my bag, my luggage, whatever, kung nagka-travel, no? Kasi parang yun nga sometimes it takes an experience like that for us to really learn, no? And yeah, how to safeguard. So, do you think that do we have good smart? Another question that came in: do we have a lot of good smart local smart contract auditors na sa Philippines, or do you parang do you recommend mga foreign companies? I remember you mentioned to me Open Zeppelin and
Certic.
Certec.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Certic is so far, sila yung mga one of the top credible smart contract auditors. So, yun. I think si Chain din Chain Analysis ba yun? Nag-audit din silang smart contract.
Okay. For ano pala, for I mean, thanks Isma. No, Isma has been parang pag ako meron akong tanong sometimes technical things, no, I approach and he's been so kind with his time and so knowledgeable, no. So thank you so much. You for those of you who don't know, what we're doing for our tribute with Larry Alcala and as part of our bridging the generations, we got our six projects, no, and the ones that are represented here, no, mustachios, Planktoons, and also we have Distort Monsters, Black Eyed Freaks, Bjorn Calleja, who's he's also here, and BPOS, no, Board Punks of Society, and we embedded the images of all these NFT projects inside the Larry Alcala characters, no, kunyari suot nila, suot ng bata sa t-shirt niya or sa sombrero niya or hawak niya or some form or another nasa beer niya, and it will create the rares, no. So this is still not final, but we're still working on a rarity scale. So it's possible that we'll have commons, no? And then that will be the Larry Alcala extracted characters. And then we will have rares that will have um at least one parang NFT character, so that'll be the rare. And then our artist is still working on it, but probably there may be like a higher level rare, no. We're not yet sure the name, maybe platinum, maybe very rare na maybe has two or more projects. And then maybe we'll have probably a diamond rare that has Larry Alcala's profile, no. So we will have also different rarity scales para exciting siya kasi when you reveal, everyone will get lahat ng mag-mint, they'll get like a beautiful spinning box na Larry Alcala box. Di pa, we'll have it out soon, no? The artwork just came out and the team is still fixing the artwork, and then we'll probably post it sa Twitter on how it will look like pre-reveal. Cute siya sobra, no? And then sa reveal, then it'll be fun. You might get a common, you might get a diamond rare, who knows, di ba? So it will be a lot of fun for a lot of the collectors, no? That's where all the partner projects come in, no? Yung kanilang mga images, yan ang magiging context or content for all the rares natin. Also, teka. So, Anna naman, I have another question, but I'll ask it later after Anna. So, Anna, what is your, maybe tell us a little bit more about your own journey, because I know you had different experiences as writer, work in, I think, advertising agency also, in technology and TV. Maybe share with us parang your professional journey.
Sure. Actually, shout out to Sudoy, who was actually there at the beginning of my professional journey. So she was my office mate in my first writing job.
Mm.
So I started as a writer at GMA. So it was like an in-house copywriter, so promoting entertainment programs and things like that. So that's really, I mean, I didn't really set out to be a writer because my major in college was film. So that was really sort of
Mm.
like what I had in mind. But then as life goes, you end up in unexpected places, and I ended up being a copywriter first in GMA and then eventually in advertising. That's how I ended up working for agencies. And but still, and after like more than 5 years with agencies, I decided to go freelance right before the pandemic. So that was late 2019. That's when I started um just taking on more part-time and freelance roles. And that's actually how I ended up working in tech startups. So the first one was an ed tech startup. So I worked on that for a year. And then now I work in a venture studio. So they incubate startups. And actually one of the things that they're really trying to work on is Web3. So that's another interesting intersection.
Mm. So you're working on uh what are you doing? Are you working with a tech startup right now?
Yes, yeah, I write for sort of like a copywriter creative for a tech startup. Though the thing that I'm working on is more on fin. But
Mm.
yeah, that's currently what I'm doing.
That's good, no? Kasi fintech is also something that is really rising, no, in Southeast Asia. And the fintech that you are involved with, they're more the regular fintech, not crypto,
Yeah,
or do
not
they?
crypto. The company
Mm,
itself, they incubate several startups, but the one that I'm particularly working on directly is more like traditional financial solutions. But of course, with also
Mm,
some innovation, of course, because you always need to innovate naman when it comes to these things.
mm-mm. So what are your let's say what are your plans for yourself? Let's say where you see yourself a few years from now. Is there anything new that you'd like to try to dabble in, or or immerse yourself in, let's say, in this, in the fintech world or in the tech world?
Well, actually, I was the type of person when I was growing up, I was very type A and plan things to the T. Pero ngayon, parang I'm very I just take what sort of lands on my lap where life takes me in a way. So I'm of that mindset right now. Na I'm just open to different experiences and new things. I mean, the one thing that I really want to do is write for films, to be a screenwriter, and that's not yet I mean, that's just a pipe dream for now. Pero yun,
Mm,
I've been taking like graduate courses and trying to pursue my master's then. So in creative writing. So I think writing is really where I feel feel most comfortable working in. Also, I feel like words talaga yung means of expression ko. So hopefully I get to explore other opportunities with that.
no, that's the thing, no. Yes, as eldest, no. Ako rin, I'm the eldest, no. So parang sometimes we grow up, parang yun nga, kind of like type A, na parang you have to be organized, you have to, plan, but maybe deep inside we're kind of artists, no. Like me, I grew up, but deep inside, I think I'm an artist, no, doing sketching, painting, Chinese painting, and etc. No, so in a way, the creative side naghahalo, no, in trying to be, so the left and the right brain, diba, they're trying to balance each other. And I guess maybe like no, parang you have the writing, that's creative side, and you have this type A. But now maybe you're it seemed like the way you're saying it's probably you're more letting the creative flow, go farther. And I guess I understand the more natural inclination comes out maybe as we're more relaxed, no, and maybe not as so rigid, no, as when parang maybe in our younger lives. So but it's nice to see that your transition, and it's nice to know, kasi ako hindi ko rin alam yun, na parang you really, writing pala is there's super deep passion. I just know that you work in, ad agencies and also in the creative field somehow, but I didn't know that it's your passion. And that film, writing for film, that will be interesting. So if I may to ask you, Anna, let's say if you had a dream film, what kind, like what genre, or ano siya, romance, horror, comedy, anong klase?
It's kind of it's hard to answer kasi again I've learned na I shouldn't like plan it out so much and limit myself in a way. Pero I think a historical drama might be interesting to me, or maybe like a comedy even. But I think ang ang gusto kong pursue number one is um hopefully like a female character. I think a female voice um that a protagonist that sort of represents an underrepresented sector maybe, or a voice that's not often heard. But again, these are things that can burden you kasi when you create something. So I'd rather not burden myself with like it has to be like this, it has to be like that. So yeah, I think it's a hard question to answer kasi hindi mo rin pwede sagot kung ano ba yung movies na gusto mo kasi the movies that you like aren't necessarily the movies that you'd want to write or to make. So I guess yeah, I think there's isn't a specific thing naman at this point. I think really just probably something that sort of speaks closely to me and to my own story maybe.
That's nice, no? Parang historical dramas, or parang ganun, mga like Rizal, di ba? Parang we had, there's some good films that we have in our country, pero marami sa kanila based on either Bonifacio, Rizal, and Juan Luna. So maybe one day you'll write about your lolo, no? So it's a mix of historical significance together with maybe comedy, no? With this parang characters coming to life. So that will be nice to see, no, na parang if you're where your writing takes you. Thanks for sharing that. So we are it's now 10:40. So maybe what I'd like to do, kasi we will be spinning the wheel soon. I don't know if my team did it already. If I don't know if they did it now, but I think they did. But if not, please spin the wheel so that we can announce the winner later. Para may winner na yata, no? So we will announce it later. They taking down the details, no? So those that followed, nag-retweet, nag-share, nag-tag, no? So very interesting. So I'm curious, no, kung sino yan. Meron na daw, no? So malapit na natin i-announce, no? So so siguro what we'll do is just to let everyone know that what we will be doing, no? So probably we will our founders NFT, there's a possibility that yung mga founders will give them some sort of privilege in terms of the like a pre-private sale, something like that, and then we will open it up to private sale now. And right now, for people who are in the room, um, who wish to be whitelisted now but are not yet whitelisted, feel for as long as you're in the room tonight, just send us a DM at ScarletBox, no, or even Jillian, for either ScarletBox or Jillian. If you can send us a direct message that you'd like to be whitelisted, we'll do our best to put you in, and we would probably need your email address. So feel free to do that tonight, and we'll put you in. It's really going to be a lot of fun, no, and I think this is an art that will stand through the test of time because it's done by very revered, prolific, national artists that have made a significant contribution in our arts and culture. Plus, they're so cute. You'll find someone that you will identify with. Parang ang sarap, ang sarap gamitin, ipamigay, to trade. It's really nakakaaliw, and it's also nostalgia for people who grew up with it. So it's a really nice reflection of our Pinoy culture and how we take humor as part of our life, no, as part of resilience. Um, so and of course, with our 6 partner projects, that will be a lot of fun, no? And with them, we will be beating the rares. So all our speakers, I'll be asking for maybe your advice or final words to um, people who are either starting in their career or in the middle, whether whatever your journey in the NFT space or Web3 space, or even in your professional journey as it's your life, no, that would be nice to share with everyone. So that's something that maybe I'll ask later, no, towards the closing. But I'm surprised no one asked question tonight. Ano ba, parang shy yung ating mga audience tonight, no? But that's one thing that I realized, many artists pala are on the shy side. When we had our ANC interview, wow, most of the artists parang are kind of shy to be interviewed, no? So I guess, no, that's really a characteristic of a lot of the artists, no? So that makes them very special. They have a lot of passion inside and creativity inside. And this is a something that's funny, no? Um, if you have seen the work of Ang Kyukok, si Ang Kyukok is one of our national artists, no? And if you look at his artwork, minsan marami siyang angry, parang very angry, strong poses, ganyan. And then meron pa siya, parang naka-middle finger, isang man na nakaupo and then naka-middle finger, galit na galit yung face, sumisigaw, no? So, parang I'm thinking, wow, my gosh, si Ang Kyukok pala must be like a loud, angry person, parang his artwork. And then when I met him, he was already older. Oh my gosh, he's such a soft-spoken, quiet, kind person. Parang, oh my gosh, it's so different from his artworks, no? And I think that then you see that that's parang maybe how they express parang talaga the deepest emotion. So parang wow, it's like I totally did not expect that. Very, very quiet. And then when visited him in his home, when he said it in Chinese, no, na thank you for appreciating artwork. So very, wow, he's very soft-spoken, quiet, but he passed away already. He had cancer, no? And the family was saying na kasi they had him treated, nag-chemo siya, no? But, if you have chemo kasi, sometimes it makes your body deteriorate more. So, it will mas madali siyang nag-deteriorate. So, some of the family members were saying, sana if they did not do chemo, maybe he would have lived a few years longer, no? So, but sometimes that's the risk you take, no? So sometimes chemo might be better for younger people, no? Kasi sometimes if they're older, might be just help them enjoy, their life. So, but anyways, I digress. So, yun lang, no? I just wanted to share that, that very interesting, working with artists, meeting artists and different dispositions. So for yung mga so we will have we also have something exciting next year, no? Another interesting lineup of blue chip artists, no? I cannot say who yet because we're talking to some of them, but very very interesting, and it's a different kind naman. It's not it won't be in cartoons, it won't be in the traditional art. You'll find out, no, anong klase yun, once it comes out. So as you will see that there are many different parang ways to really celebrate, no, our blue chip art and blue chip artists, no, and that is one thing that we would like to bring, no, as our launch pad to everyone, to make it more accessible, to have the artists known, to have it for their art, and of course, no, because of the nature of smart contract, they'll be able to participate also later on, no, when the art is traded, and that's something that's not possible before, no, and it's a game changer for a lot of the artists. I mean, before, once an art leaves the gallery, the artist doesn't have any more participation, diba? Parang it's just the collectors and the auctions and people who bid and purchase it in the auctions. Those are the ones who have a cut, no? So in this way, they'll be always part of it. So that's something that's nice, that this parang this blockchain and how NFTs, what it does to the art community, no? So maybe I'll go through one round of maybe a word of advice or thoughts, or lessons learned so far in all your young lives. Maybe I'll start with Anna. Oh, wait, I have a question pala. See, Anna, I'll let you answer first, and then we'll have a question later from the audience. Go ahead, Anna.
Well, actually, we can. If there's a question, should we start with
Sige.
that first? Yeah.
Sige, pwede. So, Maliksi, you have a question for our for any of our panels or guests?
Yes, para sa lahat na rin siguro, for everyone. In terms of the Larry Alcala characters na nakita nyo, you worked with dito sa project, saan kayo pinaka naka-resonate? Maybe you could describe ano itsura niya or saan nyo siya nakita. I'm assuming lang yung kay Ana is her profile pic, pero that's just an assumption. So feel free to correct me or anything. Para lang ma-share. Maybe to build up the anticipation lang ng mga characters that we could expect to see when the project is launched.
Anna, you want to, meron
Yeah,
kang
sige,
thought
I
dito?
can I can go first kasi actually this profile pic binigay lang sa akin ni Sheree days before this space, and I was I was pleasantly surprised kasi for some predict niya na magpakapit ako, number one. Number two, it's in my favorite color, and then
Ah,
it really actually does kind of sort of, yeah, kind of identify with it. So it's so interesting that um it was chosen for me, and it fit me so well. So I'm really pleased and thankful for it. So thanks, Sheree. And
no, thank you. Yay, I'm so happy. And actually, I need to thank Drex, no, our artist. So he was the one who chose the character, no. So I mean, I'm so happy that you are happy with it. So I'll pass on the word to him. He'll be so tickled. So yeah, thanks for, I'm really glad that you like it, no. And I think that will happen for many people. You will find a character that you like, that you will identify with. So dami ng characters ni Larry Alcala, no. We will probably be coming out with over 2,000 characters, no, of different kinds. And if you're a pet lover, if you're a basketball lover, pizza lover, if you are a couch potato, if you're a beer belly, you will find something there, no, that you can identify with. Ikaw naman, Lala, I don't know if you had a chance to look at some of his work.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at it right now din. So, sobrang grabe yung nostalgia pag, yung nakita mo yung mga artworks. So, medyo latecomer ako, I admit, pero just looking at the artworks online, parang I want to learn more talaga. And yung nostalgia talaga mag-kick in kasi yung everyday life ng mga Pinoy. So, thank you so much pala for doing this. So much respect for you guys for doing this and bringing Larry Adol's legacy and work with new technology. It's really great. And yeah, katulad ko, introducing the art to the old and new audience. So this is a gift that you gave us. And pinaka-favorite ko, of course, yung girl na may hawak ng shopping bag na may planktons na nakabahag. So that's one of my favorite. Cute din yung may beer belly. I really liked it. And sa nakikita ko naman online, sobrang favorite ko yung mga illustrations sa may karinderya, yung mga makikita mo sa palengke. So, it's really nice. So, I'm hoping na makakuha ako ng physical copy nito one day, hopefully. So, thank you. Thank you, Sean. Yun, bali yun yung favorite ko, yung may hawak na shopping bag. And hopefully, yung makuha kong NFT is, mag-resonate din sa akin.
Okay. Well, as our partner projects, we will be NFTs, no, to our partner projects, no. So,
Yay!
yeah, you'll get yours. How about you, Isma? Any favorites?
Yun. Sa akin yung kasi yung mga story mga works ni Larry, talaga siya typical Filipino setup. Sa akin yung Mang Tataho. Nakita ko diyang Mang Tataho eh. Tapos, kasi yun syempre, as a Filipino, yan yung early morning,
Ritual.
early morning meal. Tapos, usually yung newspaper, di ba? Nakikita ko to dati sa mga dyaryo, umaga din eh. Tapos, di ba, hanapin mo si Larry. Tapos parang may mga kasabay to dati na parang spot the difference na same cartoons, ganito din yung art style na spot the difference kung kung yung nagkakaiba, kung yung Kaya, yun. Tapos yung Mantatako.
Nice. Ikaw naman, Maliksi, ano sa'yo?
Ako yung yung mukha. Kasi parang early memory ng yun eh. Where's Waldo? Naging addict ako sa Where's Waldo dati. Tapos minsan nagdo-drawing din ako ng maraming characters and all that. Pero even before Where's Waldo, nabot ako yung comics era ng Philippines. Before yung current comics era, yung may Ikabod, yung
Ikabod, oo.
daga, yung maraming daga. Tapos yun nga, si Larry Alcala, yung magulang ko yung introduce sa kanya, uy, ito, may drawing ng maraming tao. And then, eventually, nakita ko sa mga iba't ibang lugar, like sa Rodix. Parang last space yata na pag-usapan yata. Inaalala ko, saan nga ba yung lugar na yun? May nagsabi sa akin sa DM na Rodix nga pala, sa Makati. Mayroon Larry Alcala, mural doon. Sa mga millennials dyan na hindi nakaabot, kung gusto niyo makita, yun, punta kayo sa Rodix. Yun, may mural doon.
Okay. Thank you, no, Maliksi. Sa akin naman, ang paborito ko is yung bata na, or actually a few characters, hawak nila yung old style na telephone. Noong araw, yung telepono, hindi pa siya flip phone, hindi pa siya ganyan kaliit sa iPhone natin. Ang laki niya, para siyang brick. No, that's why they call it like a brick. Diba? So, para siyang ganyang kalaki dun sa mga kabataan natin ngayon na maybe hindi niya naabutan. It's really that big. So, ganyan yung cellphone dati. Mabigat mo lang, no? So, if you see characters of Larry Alcala putting that on their ear, that's a cell phone, but of the olden times, no? So, malaki siya. So, yun nakakatawa na. So, it also reminds you of those days na technology of those days. Ibang klase ngayon, lahat ng TV, flat screen TV na, ang nipis-nipis, di ba, against the wall. Noon, ang taba-taba pa, di ba? It's very big and boxy, no? So, you will also see mga ganyan na different, the technology, how it has changed, and maybe, how it was time-stamped in the 80s, yung mga ganyan, no? And then, even yung mga games ng mga bata, may naglalaro ng Pico, may naglalaro ng Jackstone, Mipaw, ano ba, Text, ano yun? Text ba yun? Tekis? Yung mga cards, no? So parang, you will see the games din, no? In the probinsya, at saka sa streets, no? Kung ano yung mga, what people are playing with, no? And then nga parang city scenes like Sorbetero, Talier, kung ano-ano, no? So talagang nakakaaliw. Yeah, Maliksi, you wanted to add?
Oh, parang now that you brought it up, yung parang age reminder ng pagka-dated ng mga works ni Larry Alcala, parang magandang palaisipan yung what if na abutan niya yung panahon ngayon, no, with the people, the kids na yung lahat ng tao nakatingin sa cellphone, tapos yung mga games na linalaro sa labas ay iba. Parang ano kaya i-drawing niya, no? Paano niya i-drawing yung panahon ngayon? Magandang palaisipan lang.
Oo, no. Tama, no. Pero baka lahat nakatingin lang sa nila, sa cellphone nila, para yun yung puro sketches. So mabuti na lang pala, no. He was drawing times ng 80s na lahat ng bata naglalaro pa sa labas, no. So but yeah, it's really nice also to see parang, that time how lives were lived, no. So there's still some things that are the same and there's some things that change, no. So pero well, one thing's common is Pinoy pop culture is here to stay and he was able to really capture it very well. No? So, salamat sa pagtanong, Maliksi. Anna, would you like to go ahead with your marang thoughts or advice or learnings in your journey?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I feel like I'm still so
Teka,
feel like
Ana,
I'm
you're a
very
little
young.
mahina, ha?
Oh, how about
Okay.
this? Is this better?
Um,
Uh,
it's just still a little soft. Parang I'm hearing myself talk. I don't know if you have two mics.
oh, sige. Can I go next? I'll try to connect to my earphones.
Sige, sige. Lala, you want to go first?
Ang ma-advice ko lang is, katulad ng sasabihin sana ni Ana, nag-uumpisa pa din, parang feeling ko lahat tayo young pa sa space eh. And we're still learning every day. Pero yun, keep on learning lang, keep on creating, keep at it no matter what, kasi it will be worth it in the end. And expand your horizons. You won't know what will happen until it happens. Like for me, I really came into the space to create a project. I came in as an artist to collect art. Pero ayun, because I was open to opportunities, it happened. So creating a project was a pipe dream lang, but it happened. So we're here. So yeah, yun lang, keep at it and hope you succeed then. Let's just work hard and basta alam mo yung passion mo, just keep at it.
Okay. Thanks, Lala. No? Talagang resilience. Isma, how about you?
Yun, hello. Yan. Ano ba? Mahina ako magbigay ng mga advice eh. Pero siguro ano na lang, just a piece of my experience that I could share is since na-mention ako I've been in this space for since 2018 pero feeling ko bago pa rin ako eh. So parang it always yung beginner's mind, parang ganun palagi eh. Kaya by means of consuming information in the space, especially kapag bago, mahirap din pag maraming information kang nako-consume kasi mahirap ma-identify kung ano yung tama sa mali. Kaya yun din, learning how to learn is very important in this space na dapat alam mo kung paano ka matututo. Kasi if you're just keep on consuming every bit of information na makikita mo online, magiging overwhelming, magiging the rate ng burnout tataas and mas mahihirapan kayo i-enjoy yung journey eh na we supposed to be we need to have fun na it's supposed to be fun kasi ano siya eh iba ko alam may iba yung industry ng crypto eh, it's very highly volatile, it's high risk, very high ang risk, pero at the same time since bago siya, since it's emerging tech, para sa akin it's fun, it's a fun thing to do kasi we are able to explore things and build things na that wasn't even possible before, diba? For example, owning digital assets, selling JPEGs, having money on the internet, having transaction globally kahit hindi ka nagta-travel from one place to another, diba? Maraming mga possibilities na pwedeng i-explore eh. So, pero yun lang, you still have to identify to kung paano ka mas matututo, kung paano ka ah, mas ano ba, kung ano yung mas mag-fit sa'yo na niche when it comes to the space. Kasi sobrang lawak ng space eh. May DeFi, NFT, Web3, Metaverse, ang dami pang mga terms. May education, gaming, di ba, art. So, mahirap. So, mas okay na, mas kilala mo din yung sarili mo. Is you have a good sense of self-awareness and be part of the community. You just always show up. Wala namang mawawala eh. Kasi magsisimula ka naman talaga sa wala. Kasi bago pa lang yung space. And yun, be part of the community. Friendly naman, halos lahat friendly naman. And yun.
Okay. Thank you very much, Isma. No, yun ang big learning ko. Ako ang big learning ko. Talaga iba talaga yung Web 2 sa Web 3. Web 2, pwede mo daanin sa advertising eh. I mean, to get market share, to get a lot of eyeballs, in whatever you want to do. But sa Web 3, hindi mo pwedeng i-shortcut. Kailangan you to build the community, no, little by little. But then again, yun that's much longer lasting and you have more communication with them, no? So yun naman sa akin learning ko. How about you, Anna? What are your thoughts?
Ayun. Well, first I feel unqualified to give advice, but I guess what I have to share is jumping off of what yung nabanggit ni Lala earlier and yung sinabi din ni Isma kanina. And of course, this is something that I feel is important in general for creatives in creativity, not just in NFT, but basically in creative pursuits. I think the importance of community. I think more and more we're seeing that art is collaborative. So many people work towards one piece of work, and um, I think we need to value our networks, the people who share our interests and our passions and our vision. I think maraming pwedeng lumabas talaga. And sabi nga ng mga ibang speakers, just keep your doors open and yourself open because hindi natin alam kung saan tayo mapapadpad in a way. So, yeah, I guess just that, just value your connections and your network and the community around you.
Okay, thank you, Anna. No, beautifully said. And that's one of the parang building blocks na and backbone of Web3. Na it's very different from Web2, and it's humbling. If you're new in the Web3 space and you want to build something, no. So, but then again, it's something that will also be supporting you, if you have the right community around you. So, thank you for sharing that. So, I'd like to announce the winner. Tandaran. So, ready na yung team namin to do the pin tweet. So the winner of our set of national artists, beautiful set of by HR Ocampo, which includes like a bag, a coin tray, and a fan, is tandaran. You can pin tweet na, guys. It's Maliksi Zaragoza. So congratulations there. So well, how timing naman, no? And he was the one who raised hand. Pero hindi yan luto, ha? Kasi they spun the wheel, no, earlier on. So congratulations, and very well deserved, no, well deserved. So we're happy that you got it, no, being very active part of the community and supporting Filipino arts and culture. So congrats, and we'll be very happy to send you the items. And for those before I close tonight, for those that I think some of you have already sent a DM, but for those that would like to for those that would like to parang be whitelisted, you can send us a DM of your email address, or just let us know if you'd be like to be whitelisted. We'll give you this privilege tonight, especially for our listeners, no, those that haven't done it yet. But for those that have done it, we've taken that into note. So it's already posted, pero hindi yata mapin, but it's going to be in our tweet, no, yung recording of the spin wheel, no, of Maliksi. But thanks so much, Jillian, no, who from our team member who is working on that. So without further much ado, I'd like to thank you so much. Anna, thank you so much for sharing. I know you're very busy, and for you to spend the time with us. Lala also, you've been very cooperative, and I remember speaking with you, and I remember kinakausap kita about planktons. I was literally, this is funny, ha, galing lang ako sa exhibit nila Larry Alcala in SMX. So I just had visited the family of Larry Alcala kasi they had I think it was National Museum who had an SMX space in sa SM Aura. So kaka-visit ko lang noon, and then as I walked out, that's when I called Lala. I remember I was trying to find a quiet place, and pumunta ako sa ano nga ba yun? Not Muji. Ano ba yun? The Japanese store the cheaper Japanese store. You can buy something for a few hundred pesos. Ano ba yun? Miniso. Yes, I remember when I was chatting with you the first time, I was in Miniso. I was trying to hide the music in the mall. Kaya naririnig mo siguro when we were chatting my music in the mall. In the Miniso, nandoon ako, and I just came from the Larry Alcala exhibit in SM Aura. So wow, how timely was it, no? And it was that day and that time. So thank you so much, Lala, for joining us tonight. And also thank you, Isma. You've always been so gracious with your time and advice. I know you're busy. I'm so happy that you also gladly agreed to be interviewed dun sa ANC. So guys, we had ANC covered Larry Alcala's tribute. We had our taping about last week. It should be aired September 5, Monday on ANC with David Saldran. I think it might be other executive class on Monday evening, if I'm not mistaken. And then it's going to have a repeat the Monday after, September 12, no? And hopefully we will also have some features this week. Hopefully we'll have an article by Philippine Star and also by spot.ph, about our tribute to Larry, and hopefully we'll have other some back influencers who are supporters of Larry, who will also be helping out and getting the word out, and other projects, no, that also and hopefully other foreign projects that can also help out, no, in terms of getting the word out, no, in giving whitelist giveaways. But if you're in this space and those that sent your email addresses by DM, you're in. We'll take note of that. So without further much ado, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat sa pagtangkilik sa amin ngayong gabi. And sana lahat kayo ay may mga natutunan at may naibaon. At ako'y maraming naibaon din, no? At marami din akong nalaman, first time in terms of, let's say, kay Ana, no? In her family at mga personal interest, no? Ngayon ko lang din nalaman. So I think, yeah, naka-up na, nasa Twitter na namin, and we will, yung the proof that si Maliksi got it. So thank you very much and have a good evening. And so uulitin, we will have another Twitter space in September, and maybe we will have, we're still working out on our speakers, but probably a list of good influencers, no? So another exciting, fun learning event. So as usual, we'd like to give value to our community. So sana marami kayong lahat na tutunan ngayong gabi at sana enjoyable para sa inyong lahat. Berlin, ngayon lang kita nakita. Ako na nasa ilalim ka kanina. So thank you everyone sa pagdalo nyo sa amin ngayong gabi, no? And have a good evening. Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you,
Thank
You're very
everyone.
you.
welcome.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Good
Thank you,
night.
guys.
Good
Good
night.
rest.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Bye.